My name is Miriam. I've been here in Canada for 14 years. I came here as a live-in caregiver and eventually became a Canadian citizen. And I was able to sponsor my family here in Canada, my husband and my 4 children. And now I work as a personal support worker in St. Joseph Hospital. I'm an accountant back home. I worked for 23 years in a government office, a big corporation under the office of the president. I have a very lucrative career back home, a very good job. I finished 2 degrees, Bachelor of Science in Education and eventually Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, major in accounting. And I did work in an accounting job for 23 years before I came here in Canada. Well, as everybody knows all over the world, Canada is a very good place, a very nice place, especially to raise your family. Actually, my mom and my brothers are here, and I have been given a chance to visit Canada twice before I came here permanently. And I saw that there are lots of opportunities for children. And I know that my daughters, I have 4 daughters, have the ambition or goal. And I'm thinking that they should be given a chance to reach their fullest capacity. So I have to sacrifice that. I have to sacrifice my career too, because I know that I have to start all over again in Canada. But I didn't mind myself. I just minded about the future of my children. Of course, it's very different from my job before, but the employer I have, they're great people. Being a caregiver and kind of living caregiver, I consider there are such laws that protect us. I could say that it gives me also fulfillment to be taking care of young kids during my stint as a living caregiver, because I miss my children so much back home. The job itself, like before, I did something like an office work, going to work every day, dealing with different people, and in a professional capacity. And in Canada, you have only to live in a house which you take care of children. I love taking care of children. I love kids. And these kids made me so happy. Very challenging also is being homesick, like you miss your family, especially you have children back home and you have your husband back home waiting for you. That's the biggest challenge I have, homesickness. The most rewarding is that I could see the children that I'm taking care of being happy. I was able to teach them during their assignment, teach them how to live in a right way. Also, the reward that I have, the most and foremost, is that to bring my family here in Canada. No, as I told you before, my employers are great. They're very respectful to me. They're very polite to the children. I love them too much, and they love me too. It's a two-way relationship in which we both respect each other. Until now, the memories that I have in my mind, it will never be erased. They're my family also, second to my family. The medical examination, as we call it back home, is very strict from head to foot. Physical exam and also some kind of psychological exam. So it's just that it's a timing that when I have my medical examination, I found out 2 days before my medical examination in Canadian Embassy that I was pregnant. So I have to tell the officers of the embassy that I am pregnant. They told me that if my employer is willing to wait for me until I give birth, then they will process my papers again. And so I decided to give birth first in the Philippines, and after a few months, I decided to come to Canada. It was hard at first. I have a baby. I have 3 children, growing children too. But I have to decide. It's just a matter of will and determination, because I want a brighter future for them. I saw the life of being a mother here with a small baby, it's so hard having somebody to take care of your baby while you work. And how could I fulfill my duties as a live-in caregiver if ever I do that? So it's a wise decision for me to just give birth to my baby in the Philippines before coming here. Canada is offering live-in caregiver program in the Philippines, and it will require you to work 2 years full-time for your employer. You could not work for some other employer, and then after that 2 years, you could apply for a working permit in which you can work outside or beside your employer. If you process your papers, you could also process the papers of your family to come here at the same time. After 2 years of being a live-in caregiver, 2 years of working, that comes to 4 years, you will be a permanent resident. As soon as you receive your permanent resident paper, you could take your family here in Canada. So it took me like 4 years to get my family here, to petition my family here to come to Canada.